Join me as I dive into the wild world of prohibition and see if I can convince my friends to go a whole week without alcohol. Prohibition, the topic that's been making waves in recent times, and for good reason. It's an issue that sparks intense debate, raises questions about personal freedom, and has far-reaching implications for our society. But why is it that states are revisiting these policies, and what does it mean for us today? Today, we're going to explore the movement towards prohibition, and I'll share with you some surprising facts and insights that will make you think twice about the role of the state in our daily lives. From the historical context to the current challenges, we'll dive into it all. Whether you're for or against prohibition, this topic is undeniably relevant to our modern-day society. So let's get started and see where this journey takes us. One of the most significant challenges states face when considering prohibition is the societal impact. On one hand, you have proponents who argue that it'll reduce crime rates, improve public health, and promote a safer environment. On the other hand, you have critics who claim it'll lead to a black market, infringe on personal liberties, and disproportionately affect marginalized communities. In many ways, prohibition is a polarizing issue, and it's not hard to see why. When you look at the economic implications, it gets even more complicated. Prohibition could lead to a loss of revenue from taxes, job losses in the industry, and a rise in smuggling. But then, there's the public health concern. Would prohibition lead to a decrease in alcohol-related accidents, health problems, and addiction? States face a delicate balancing act when deciding whether to implement prohibition. They need to weigh the potential benefits against the potential drawbacks. When you examine the historical background of prohibition, it becomes clear that this is not a new debate. The U.S. has a long and complex history with prohibition, dating back to the early 20th century. The 18th Amendment, which prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of intoxicating liquors, was ratified in 1919, but it wasn't until the 1930s that the amendment was repealed and states were given the power to regulate alcohol. Fast forward to today, and we see states revisiting these policies, with some considering prohibition, while others are moving towards legalization. What drives this push towards prohibition? Is it a desire to curb the growing opioid epidemic, to address concerns about underage drinking, or to promote a healthier lifestyle? Views on prohibition are deeply divided, with stakeholders ranging from law enforcement to medical professionals to ordinary citizens holding vastly different opinions. Some argue that prohibition is the only way to tackle the root cause of addiction and substance abuse. Others claim it's an overreach of state power, and that education and awareness campaigns are a more effective way to address these issues. When you look at the different approaches states are taking, it's clear that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one state may not work for another. One of the most captivating instances of a state's decision on prohibition is the case of California. In 2018, the state legalized recreational marijuana, sparking a heated debate about the role of the state in regulating substances. This critical turning point in the debate has far-reaching implications. It raises questions about the war on drugs, the criminal justice system, and the role of the state in shaping our relationships with substances. The California case is just one example of the complexities involved in prohibition. It's a reminder that this is not a simple issue, and that the stakes are high. As we wrap up this video, it's clear that the debate around prohibition is far from over. The challenges faced by states, the historical context, and the varying opinions all point to a complex issue that requires careful consideration. The key takeaways from this video are clear. Prohibition is a multifaceted issue that requires a nuanced approach. It's not just about the law, it's about our values, our relationships with substances, and the role of the state in our lives. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the wild world of prohibition. Don't forget to share your thoughts on the topic in the comments below, and if you want to explore more videos on related topics, be sure to check out my other content. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.